Yes, I was only 10 when I started teaching. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Today I thought I would talk about the founders' classical heroes and villains. In the previous segment I talked about stories and how one of the most important things that we get from stories are heroes and villains. There's an old saying that everyone needs a hero, but I think everyone needs a villain too. We need models, but we also need anti-models, I guess we call it. Decades after some of the founders of the United States lost their facility with Greek and Latin, a facility acquired at grammar school and college, they retained a thorough knowledge of ancient history. Ancient history provided the founders with important, if imprecise, models of personal behavior, social practice, and government form. Such models gave the founders a sense of identity and purpose during the struggles of the revolutionary and constitutional periods. But the founders' classical villains were as important as their classical heroes. Knowledge of these villains left the founders obsessed with warding off conspiracies against liberty. The founders' classical heroes and villains included mythological figures, Athenians, and Romans. The founders met their mythological heroes in the poems of Homer, Hesiod, Virgil, and Ovid. They found their Athenian heroes in the histories of Herodotus, Thucydides, Xenophon, and especially Plutarch. Even as a teenager, James Madison typified the founders' regard for the 2nd century Greek historian when he copied into his commonplace book Cardinal de Retz's statement, "The Earl of Montrose was the only man in the world that recalled in me the ideas of some heroes who are now to be found only in Plutarch's lives." Similarly, in 1782, Charles Lee declared, "I have ever, from the first time I read Plutarch, been an enthusiast for liberty, and for liberty in a republican garb." When John Taylor of Caroline wished to insult the Federalist commercial elite, he stated that few would make good subjects for a Plutarch. The founders encountered the Roman heroes and villains in the histories of Polybius, Livy, Sallust, Tacitus, and Plutarch. Thomas Jefferson particularly admired Tacitus, whose moralistic annals heap scorn on the worst emperors. In 1808, Jefferson wrote, "Tacitus I consider the first writer in the world, without a single exception. His book is a compound of history and morality of which we have no other example." In 1823, Jefferson reiterated the claim that Tacitus was the strongest writer in the world.